Oh no.
Pascal.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Pascal back at it again with another pop-up video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and on Twitter, The Pascal Show. One word, hit that like button down below. Let's not forget to crush that subscribe button if this is your first time checking out this channel right here. Anyway, we got to jump into this quick story, but it's massive. This is massive news, all right? We have covered this whole devastating story around Alec Baldwin on the set of Rust. He was acting. He had a prop gun that he thought had dummy bullets in it. It did not. The gun went off and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. And obviously, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, a lot of conspiracy theories. And now we have new information basically saying that within FBI reports, they're saying that Alec Baldwin did pull the trigger. They're basically saying that there's no possible way that this trigger would have gone off or the hammer would have gone off by itself without somebody applying a little pressure on the trigger. We got to look at this article. This is absolutely insane. Of course, as Alec Baldwin's been on in interviews, he did a big interview a few months back saying, I did not pull this trigger. Now we're seeing something completely different from the FBI. Let's take a look at this. Police in Santa Fe will not rule out criminal charges after damning FBI report and concludes that Alec Baldwin did pull the trigger on the set of Rust, an unalived cinematographer, despite claiming he did not. We're just going to go through some of these bullets really quick. No pun intended, okay? But we're going to go through some of these really quick so that you guys can get a general idea of what's going on here. So a new FBI report has concluded that the gun would only have shot a bullet if the trigger had been pulled. They ran whatever they needed to do, ballistics or whatever you wanted to say, and they realized that, hey, there's no way that this thing would have accidentally just gone off. You would have had to apply some pressure onto the trigger. Now, what Alec Baldwin is saying right now, Alec Baldwin's basically saying, hey, man, I did not touch the trigger. I pulled the hammer back, and that was it. The thing went off by itself. Finger was not on the trigger. This is what he's saying. This is the hill, I guess, he's willing to die on. All right? And right now, FBI is saying, no, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. Testing revealed that Baldwin's claims that he had been playing with the hammer were not enough to get the gun to fire. Again, I said there had to have been some sort of pressure on that trigger. Period, point blank. Baldwin has consistently denied that he pulled the trigger on the gun, which was supposed to be loaded with dummy bullets. Now, we also do know that there's been other stories about how the armorer was very green, right? Very wet behind her ears, maybe wasn't properly vetted for this type of job, didn't have enough on her resume, so on and so forth. But I get it. Everyone got to start somewhere. But there were also stories from other actors and other people that were on the set saying that some of the actors and the armorer would go off and do target practice with live rounds, shooting with these prop guns, and then use these prop guns later on set. So clearly I could see accidents like this happening, so on and so forth. But regardless, those are still just what people have been claiming and saying. Outside of that, we got to look at the situation. He says, I pulled out the gun. I was making sure that that Helena wanted me to make sure everything was in frame, so on and so forth. We did a practice run, and the trigger the hammer went down or went off. The gun went off by itself. He said, my fingers were not on this thing at all. But now like I said, FBI is saying otherwise right now. They are saying otherwise. The actor, 64, says he's cooperating with police and said he is hoping there will not be criminal charges. And I get it. I wouldn't want to be thrown in jail for something either. If I thought I didn't do something, I wouldn't want to go to jail. But at the same time, if you did, you're going to have to suffer the consequences, period. If Alec actually really did pull the trigger, this is a whole different can of worms than the hammer just going down by itself, right? Then the hammer going haywire, the gun going haywire, and just popping off by itself, right? Hutchins' death is still under investigation by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office, and of course, we already know she was shot. All right, she perished after being shot in the armpit by a live round that somehow made its way into Alec Baldwin's gun on October 21st, 2021. Now, let's be real. It's been a long time. I mean, it's about 10 months. All right. We're about to circle a whole year since this incident went down. And it's absolutely devastating, of course. But he's still saying to this day that he did not pull this trigger. I leave that up to you guys on if you want to believe that or not, if you think he's full of BS, if you believe him, I don't know. All right. All I know is that I can see accidents happening. I can see maybe he applied a little bit of pressure on the trigger, but doesn't remember doing that. I mean, something so catastrophic that could happen. But then again, he could have and didn't realize that the gun was loaded, or didn't know that the gun was loaded because he was handed the gun by his assistant director, and the assistant director told him that the gun was empty. That's it. And I can understand somebody trusting someone else, grabbing that gun and go, okay, it's empty. Okay, cool. Boom. I could definitely see something like that, right? But then again, I feel like there should be more protocol. They say that the armorer checks the gun, gives it to whoever, like the director or or the assistant director. When they're handing that gun, they're saying a particular word. I forgot what it is. I think it's like cold gun or something like that. But they hand the gun, they say the phrase, then that person should check the gun too to make sure that there isn't anything in the chamber. And then when they go onto the set and they're about to hand it to the actor, they should be making it a verbal announcement to everyone around them saying, hey, y'all, this is a cold gun, and show the actual barrel. Show that there aren't any live rounds or any rounds in them at all. And then hand it to the actual actor that's going to be holding that particular prop with, if it's a 6-shooter or whatever it is, with the barrel open so that you can see everything. So that the actor can see it for himself. He can look at it, look into it, see that that there aren't any rounds in it, close it, and he's ready to act. That's how it should be done, right? But unfortunately, it seems like they cut around a lot of corners. Now, this is, of course, Helena Hutchins, the cinematographer that lost her life on the set of Rust. Bullet went through her armpit, and that's how she passed. It's unfortunate. This is a shot of them on the set. On the set. All right. Now, I want to show you guys this quick video. It's just a quick clip from this interview. Here it is.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never.
What did you think happened?
Now, that's the thing I'd like to know, too. What does he think actually happened? You got somebody out here that's saying that he didn't pull the trigger, but now you have the FBI saying, after running tests, after doing their due diligence, studying this particular gun, trying every scenario under the sun for the past 10 months out, they say now that he did most definitely pull the trigger. There's no way for this gun to have gone off without somebody applying pressure to the trigger. Now, I know there's some conspiracy theorists out here that'll sit there and say, well, maybe they tampered with the evidence before the actual gun was retrieved by law enforcement. That could very well be it too. Say it was faulty. The gun went off. Obviously, there was obviously panic on the set of Rust. People ran around, were panicked. What if he puts the gun down, he walks out, he's calling his wife, his kids, his agent, his lawyers, doing everything he can. Whilst he is doing that, somebody's grabbing the gun and tampering with it to make sure that the gun is perfect again. I mean, that's a possibility too, sure. But I feel like that's a little bit far-fetched. And, I get it that there's some people that are out to get Alec Baldwin in a way, but I don't know. I don't know about all that, y'all. I think that he may have pulled the trigger, and either he doesn't want to acknowledge that he did that he made a very stupid rookie mistake on his own set, or the gun really went off by itself. But right now we have FBI saying that he pulled the trigger. And they're saying there's no other way that this could have happened. This is wild to me, y'all. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that there's some sort of conspiracy theory of someone trying to get him, trying to destroy little old Alec Baldwin, or do you really think that he pulled the trigger? He made a mistake. He thought the gun was empty. I don't think he meant if he pulled the trigger, I'll just say this, and he knows he did, but he's lying through his teeth right now to the world and everyone. Let's just say that. I don't think he meant any bad. I don't think he wanted to cause any harm when he pulled that trigger. Mistakes do happen. It's just it's unfortunate that this was at the cost of somebody's life. Anyway, guys, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to hit that like button down below. All right. And definitely hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.